Chelsea. This is the second Chelsea player this summer. Like, do you feel anything's changed in that regards? Because we're still doing the same processes, essentially.
DG, nothing's changed. And I'll tell you why that is massively important and massively interesting now. When there's new people coming in and the same things are happening, you have to look at the top. Exactly. So I'm going to let this window play out. I'm going to let it play out because I've got no other choice. I've got no other option. I'm going to assess it on the 1st of September. I'm sure we'll do a show talking about it.
100%.
When we assess it, it'll be interesting to see where our either fingers to point to blames are or where our fingers to point to praise are. Because right now, I can't see what Andrea Berta has done since he's come in. Now, I'm not saying he's rubbish because I really rate him and I was excited when we got him. But right now, I do not see anything changing. We've brought in 2 more Chelsea squad players. We've brought in a backup for our defensive midfielder and a replacement for Partey. And we linked with attacking players. That's it. We've still not got the deal over the line for a striker. We still don't know if we can actually get the left winger we want over the line. And we still don't know what the structure of payment means with Eze, who's our attacking midfielder. Now, if these players come in, that's 8 players. Arteta's got no excuses to go win the league, right? But we need to get to that stage yet. Now, Andrea Berta, a lot of people are saying, getting on his case and saying, what you're doing. I don't think it is just Andrea Berta here. Because I don't believe that any signing so far that's come through the door has been Andrea Berta's identified player. I think he's got them across the line because that's his job, but it's been Arteta asking him to do it. He's walked in the door and Arteta has said, I want Zubimendi. It's before your time, but it's pretty much agreed. Cool, I'll go get it done. Jorginho and Partey are leaving. I've identified the Brentford midfielder that's been playing here for a while. I don't know anything about him. He's pretty good. Okay, Mikel, I'll go and get him. He's gone and got Norgard. That was an Arteta signing from Romano's words. Then you look at the signing of Madueke. Arteta said yes, long-term target of his, Noni Madueke. That is not an Andrea Berta signing. Now, if we manage to get Gyokeres, that would be a Berta signing because he steered us away from Sesko.
Yeah,
if we managed to get Rodrigo, him working his magic, selling the project, that would be an Andrea Berta signing. Now, you can say it's alongside Arteta, for sure, because he's the manager and he's got the final say on transfers. He said that and he's quoted that in his interviews, unless he's a liar. But I think Eze, Rodrigo, and Gyokeres now, along with Mosquera, who we link with still at Valencia, centre-half, I think would all be pointed more towards Andrea Berta because they are the signings I think he's worked alongside Arteta with together. I don't think that other players, from what we understand, we can only go by Romano, he knows more than me, have had much to do with Andrea Berta other than saying, okay, Mikel, I'll go and get him for you. So I'm interested to see out of Gyokeres, Rodrigo, Eze, and Mosquera, how many get done via Andrea Berta. Now, it could be, and I still don't know this, DG, that they both have joint 50-50 powerful voices at the club. But I would be surprised if Arteta's voice isn't more powerful because the Cronkies believe in this guy. And Andrea Berta, let's be real, it wasn't Arsenal no longer want Sesko. It was we want Sesko, but we can't really afford to go that high. Limit. There's a price limit. We're going to move to our second target. Andrea Berta has said, well, let me try and make that second target Gyokeres. So I think it's really interesting how this window pans out for how much praise and how much criticism will be pointing towards the owners and the board and the manager.
I think the most important thing is what you've kind of indirectly been alluding to. While you could, be frustrated or find some optimism, and I want to make clear that I don't think Madueke is the guy, but I don't think he's as bad as people make out. We kind of, to a degree, have to let this thing play out until September the 1st. And as I keep tweeting, yeah, I'm sure you've seen, what we do beyond this point will sum up everything because I don't want no copium. I don't know. I think we need upgrades because at this moment in time, like, is he an upgrade on Martinelli? I hope he is, or naturally, I hope he's a Martinelli because, yeah, I think this is a good signing. Not a good signing, but I can kind of console myself with the fact that it's depth. 50 million on depth is crazy, especially if you can't make things happen. But for me, hindsight's a wonderful thing. It doesn't scream to me that you're better than Martinelli, even though Martinelli's been doing nothing to write home about, and Trossard the same. Or are you one of the same? To which we're going to see the same thing next season, surely, assuming he's going to play off the left-hand side in that. You've got 3 players, don't really know what you're going to get from 5, 10 plus games. Whichever one's in great form, you kind of ride that form wave until it falls off. Like, for you, is he better than Trossard and Martinelli?
No, I don't think he's better than Ethan, if I'm honest. I think
Yeah,
Ethan
see,
Nwaneri, the eye test tells me that Ethan Nwaneri is more direct. He's more intent. He's got a better strike of the ball. He's got a wand of a left foot. He scores more goals from outside the box. He looks to shoot. He's got more intent. His end product is better. I think he's got as much flair. I think he's as good a dribbler. I think he's got more of a future. So I would say Ethan's better. Trossard, I think, is clearly better because he's an experienced player who's coming as a squad player, and that is exactly what we're bringing in Madueke to try to be. Trossard is already that. And I don't see how Martinelli and Madueke have got anything. I don't see how Madueke, has got anything over Martinelli. I've not seen Madueke, with that finishing ability and end product in 22,
on a
23, got
consistent
15
basis,
goals.
yeah.
I have to say, I don't think that he is better than anything that we've got. And I've got to be honest with you, DG. If he comes in as he's our left winger, I don't know what Arteta and Co are doing. I have no idea why we do it. But it wouldn't surprise me. And do you know why it wouldn't surprise me? Because we've played party at right back sometimes. We bought a centre back and played him at right back. We bought a left-sided centre back and played him left back. We brought a left midfielder through and put him at left back. We put a number 6 in Rice at number 8. Put a number 8 up top twice. This ain't new.
And Norgard might go up there. You never know.
Well, this isn't like news if he comes in with a different position. Mikel Arteta doesn't like to bring in players that are right wingers and play them right wing. He likes to find them a new position. Now, some managers can do that. Arsene Wenger did it with Lauren. He was a right winger. He put him into a right back. Kolo Touré was a striker. He made him a centre back. There's unbelievable amounts of quality that Arsene Wenger has done. Mikel Arteta is trying to do this. He's failed so far with every player he's tried to chop and change, other than Ben White. I don't understand how you can look at new positions for players that have been playing there for years and have understood and nurtured their game into be that mold of that player. That's the reason you've bought them, because they've been smashing it at that position. Why are we bringing in players and putting them in different positions? It makes no sense. So for me, I hope this is just the backup to Saka and we don't care about money. It's enough. Cronkies have learned. Berta gets who we want. Arteta has said enough's enough. This is the year. 350 to 400 million spent, and all of them are coming in. I don't care how much they are. That's what this must be, because it can't be the other.
And Dan, my thing is, yeah, like when I move away from Madueke, I don't want to even pile on the manager. The manager, cool, get everything you want, so there's no hiding place, and make sure you deliver. Because if you get Madueke or nobody, or we woke up and Rodrigo's here, you got Lionel Messi, great. But regardless, you need to get over the line. I want to ask you as well, yeah, like, do you think we're doing that weird thing where we're making business decisions? Because I don't agree with spending 50 million. I'm going to ask you another question after we answer this. Yeah, I don't agree with spending 50 million on him. But Trossard's been linked with Fenerbahce, and we might sell him for 20. So if we sell him for 20, the true cost of Madueke probably ends up being about 30 odd million quid. Do you think it's one of them ones?
See, I look at it a little bit differently than that, right? And I'll tell you why. At the moment, we've got Trossard and Martinelli, Saka and Sterling. I see Madueke as the Sterling replacement. And if Trossard goes, I'm looking for our left winger to replace him. I don't think Madueke is a replacement for Trossard. If he is, then that means we ain't getting Rodrigo, Madueke and Martinelli, and it will be Saka and Nwaneri. And then we'll look at potentially Eze and Odegaard. So we'll have cover, but it won't be nowhere near the quality. And this is what I was saying on my stream earlier, DG. People don't get this. We need bodies. We need bodies. No, we need quality. We had bodies in Sterling's and Willian's. I want quality.
Reliable.
Now, there's two ways you can get that. You can either go and get your backup, and you can do it this way. We got Saka, we need a backup. We got Martinelli, we need a backup. So you can do one of two things. You can go and keep Martinelli and bring in Semenyo and say you're the backup to Martinelli, or you're starting and Martinelli's your backup. Or what you do is you go up to the striker situation and say we're bringing in, let's say, Mateta. He's backing up Havertz. Or you go and get Gyokeres and Havertz as your cover. And I think we need to go down that route. I don't want to keep our 11 the same and bring in backup players. I want
level raisers and they become squad players by default.
Precisely that. I want to bring people into the first 11 so that our first 11 now becomes our squad players. Not all of them. You obviously keep the site likes of Sakas and Salibas and Rices, yeah? But for me, everybody in that team should be like, right, I think I'm a starter, but I'm not sure. What I do know is that if I've got the jersey now, I better play well. I better play well because I've got this guy behind me. And Ethan ain't mucking around, and Eze ain't mucking around. And, I've got Kai Havertz, who I know the manager loves. And I've got, what's the name? Kivior, who's come in and been brilliant for us so far. Calafiori's been bought for 40 million euros. He likes him. Ben White's there. This is what we need the squad to be. Not, oh, well, we're bringing a couple of squad players and then they might be able to do something if someone gets injured. No, that ain't what I want to do, man. Like, that's why I was not for the Norgard signing. And this is why I hope that we get an unbelievable amount of quality being brought in. Because Tottenham,
yeah, unfortunately, two very good signings in the last 24 or so hours.
And they're going all out for Adam Wharton because they've got 300 million being piled in by this Saudi Arabian guy. So they've got 300 mil to spend and they've only spent 111 of it on.
And they will get some outgoings, maybe a Romero or whatever. So there's more money to play around with as well. Like Chelsea, actually.
They're going all out, apparently, for, what's his name? Adam Wharton. That is a brilliant signing. They get Adam Wharton.
Wish we had Saudi money.
I mean, seriously, that's a serious signing. Adam Wharton alongside Kudus and Morgan Gibbs-White.
Level raisers for them. And they got Kulusevski and all of these guys. What do you make of, like, because one thing that, like, it's not even to do with Madueke, because as I think everybody said, I think if I isolate him and we do the other things, I don't want this. I don't sanction spending 50 million on him, but it is what it is. I give him a chance. I don't think he's as terrible. And I think a bit of the overreaction is our frustration because of the targets we've been linked with, because of it's really, let's have it right. It's sketchy where Mikel Arteta's attacking signings are concerned. But cool, if I part that to the side now, I'm tired of bringing in players, mainly attacking players, where it's like we're squinting. Like, he's obviously not a great player, but he's not a bad one. He's an England international. He's playing for Chelsea. He's a professional footballer. But we're squinting and we're doing the ifs and buts. If we can get something out of him, it's not evident quality. Like, what do you make of Mikel Arteta's apparent, like, saviour complex? Like, I can get a tune out of him type of thing. Because I think we need to move away from the romance, and it's just neither good nor bad. It's just competence. Are you a level raiser or not? Simple as that. And if you're not, boy.
Facts. Look, there's been an Ornstein bomber, so I'll let you bring that up while I come in on that. Look, I think Mikel Arteta needs now quality. It needs to be quality for me. I cannot be dealing with seeing any more players that are coming in and we're being told, like, basically, we're in a position of squad player. I don't want any more Sterlings. I don't want any more Nelsons. I don't want any more Fabio Vieiras. I need to see top quality now. That's what I need to see. So I don't think Madueke is top quality. I'm happy to be proven wrong, and I hope he comes in and absolutely smashes it. But let's be real. There isn't really many that have come in and absolutely smashed it that we didn't think were going to. Maybe Aaron Ramsdale could be one, but he ended up leaving because Raya was better than him. You could say that Gabriel, although I loved him and thought he was quality, there is obviously content of me going, you bozo again. Because he made bozo moments. He's now proved a lot of people.
He was a young centre-half at the time.
Exactly. So this could be one of those cases where he comes and proves a lot of people wrong. But if I'm honest with you, I don't believe personally that we're in a position to be bringing in any more players that we think might do okay. We are at the stage where it's win now. Players that come in, they better be ready to win now. That's all I'm saying. The Ornstein thing was about Gyokeres, by the way. So I don't know if you want to bring that in when we start.
Yeah, I got that. What I wanted to ask before we get into this, apparently, well, I'll read it out. Victor Gyokeres does not intend to report back for pre-season training with Sporting as he pursues a move to Arsenal. We have heard that before. The 27-year-old striker was given an extended break by the Portuguese champions amid ongoing talks about his future, but he was absent on Friday's delayed return date, and despite being required to rejoin the squad on Saturday, has told Sporting president Federico Varandas he will not play for them again. Gyokeres feels betrayed and believes Varandas has gone back on a pack with apparently him being allowed to go for 60 million euros plus 10 million, which Arsenal have already surpassed, but still no agreement is in place on the fee. Arsenal are working to land Gyokeres and have a 5-year deal prepared, subject to the clubs reaching a compromise. The Sweden internationals prioritizing a move to the Emirates Stadium over other possibilities, and Arsenal focused on him as the preferred option to strengthen their front line. And we all know he's joined Sporting from Coventry. We know Kai Havertz right now is the player there. Before we get into him, there's a question that I've seen some people asking. Why does it feel to you like, obviously, we look at what's his name again, Madueke, and he spent 50 million. Why does it seem like we're quote unquote prepared to overspend for a player like that and move aggressively, But then you look at someone like Gyokeres, who, you know, often tell me your thoughts on what we just read as well. We're kind of haggling over 5 million, where you can see evidently how he is the level raiser in his own way of what me and you want.
It must be a Chelsea Arsenal thing, bro. Because the only times that we go all in for a player and get it done is Havertz and Madueke. How much do you want for Havertz? 65 done. How much do you want for Noni Madueke? Over 50, 52 done. But when it comes to Gyokeres, the player we actually need to upgrade and lift our first team, it's like, we'll give you 62, 63 or 64. We ain't giving you 70. Why? Eze, 68 million release clause. We'll give you 60 over 3 years. Why? What's going on? Why do we have to go in straight in, all a whack, full whack for the Noni Maduekes and Havertz of this world? But we're not after getting it. It's like when we got Declan Rice. Havertz got done. Boom, 65 M's, 290k a week. Rice, we're still haggling around how much we're going to pay over how long. Then it comes to Eze, 60 million. Easy. 68 million release clause. That's easy. Gyokeres had the release clause. Easy. But the one that we see easier is the one that we're lumping loads more money on, Chelsea. I don't get it. It makes no sense. Just like the
They must be
Havertz
cousins, man.
This happens all the time, bruv. This is a madness. So
They must be
the only
cousins,
way it's
man.
not a madness is these players come in, bruv. That's the only way it's not a madness, is if we bring all three of these players in. Gyokeres, Rodrigo, and Eze come in, no complaints from me. Otherwise, them three don't come in. I'm questioning what the hell we put 54 million down on the table for Madueke, bruv.
And you're right. And the thing is, I'm not a fan of scapegoating anyone or just piling on anyone, because I think there's multiple factors and the whole club is not serious. Unfortunately, I think Arsenal Football Club, it kills me to say it, I think as a collective establishment, we'd like to win. We're not dying to win. Because I think if you're dying to win and end the trophy drought and maybe win your first Champions League, you don't do certain things that me and you have spoken about and everybody's spoken about today and in general. So I'm gone past the point of Madueke, like, or anyone, because again, if we want to be a team that's just consistent top four, we've got enough. If we want to get over the line, we all know what we've needed to do. We all know what we needed to do last summer. Appreciate you for the super chat as well. In your heart of hearts, yeah, do you reckon we actually get Eze and Rodrigo and Gyokeres in addition to Madueke and what else we've been doing? Or like, where do you see that kind of panning out?
Listen, we have to, DG. We have to. Because you can't tell me now that we ain't going to get them. Because we've just spent £52 million on a player that some say we don't need, that isn't better than Ethan Nwaneri. So it must now mean we're getting Eze, Rodrigo and Gyokeres, because there's no way you can justify not getting one of them. Now, the only way that we don't get Rodrigo is if he chooses somebody else. So when he leaves, as if he leaves Real Madrid. It ain't going to be Arsenal can't afford him, because we've just lumped down 52 million on Madueke. It's clearly stupidness if we haven't got enough money to get all these free players in now. And I'm expecting, alongside Mosquera and Kepa, alongside Zubamendi and Norgard, I'm expecting Madueke to come in alongside Eze, alongside Rodrigo, and alongside Gyokeres. Now, of course, I'm talking tongue-in-cheek. We ain't getting them. But that's what I'm expecting now, because we've been told there's a £350 million transfer kitty. That adds up to 350 with them 8 players. Mikel Arteta needs to win now. Andrea Berta has been brought in to get the players across the line. So get them in. I personally think we'll get Eze and Gyokeres. That'll be it.
I think we'll get Gyokeres. I'm a bit and ahhing with Eze. And for me, you know me, I want Rodrigo. I love the Brazilian players. He'd be a talisman. I just think there's too much variables that have to fall into place. It does feel today, like every day that goes on, maybe Real Madrid force him out. You hear he's available. Some reports say he wants to leave. Some say the final decision's with the player, right? For me, I think Eze is a more realistic target. If rumors are gospel, he apparently is open to signing for Arsenal. He's got 2 years left on his deal. He's got a release clause. Unfortunately, where Eze is concerned, as we all know, it comes down to the money. Rightly so, Crystal Palace, especially if they go and sell Wharton and Gurhey, are going to tell Arsenal to shove it. If how we're talking about paying the fees, excluding a release clause, is not making sense. We've shown it, going back to Torreira, let alone Zubamendi and everyone else, will pay over your release clause if you let us stagger the payments in some sort of way. Premier League clubs might not necessarily go for that. With Madueke signing, I more need you to go and get Eze done. Go and get Gyokeres is without saying, right? But